In a world that's evolving faster than ever, this is a space for ideas, knowledge, and connection. Here we exchange insights and perspectives with respect and curiosity, navigating the digital age together. From the mind to the machine, from the human to the future, we're here to explore the boundaries of innovation, creativity, and learning. Welcome to the journey.
All right, here we go. Another day, another dollar. Let's do this. Updates. Let's go. I had three topics that I was gonna use today, but I had to eliminate a couple because then, I know I mixed it up a lot of stuff in in most of my videos, but yeah, let's see how the time allows us. Okay. Uh, the first thing that bothered me a lot today was my assignment for one question that it is what it is. But I'll have to pay another £35 to redo the that one question. Yeah, and then leaving that aside, what I wanted to mention here today is the so-called mental health crisis. Yeah. We all know there have been really tough times to everybody, especially COVID, post-COVID. There was really a big change for everybody. As I have mentioned already here in other videos, some people took advantage and built online business. We felt there. I tried to come back to hospitality post-COVID, but it was unbearable. We couldn't find people to work, and I was doing crazy hours, sleeping in the office. It was just and very hard people to train. This new generation and this arrival of information also influenced a lot on people. Some people think that because they watch a couple of videos, they are masters. When a real master knows that he will never stop learning until his last day. But anyway, the thing is mental health. Yeah. So what happened is when I transitioned from hospitality to try this digital world that I started at university, and also that didn't go as expected because, as I have said, it's very, very outdated, the material and what is being taught, and I need something more hands on. So I have learned, I have some Kali Linux I'm studying, and I have already Ubuntu as well I'm using, and I have already made a phishing email, so I believe now with AI we can learn things faster, yeah. So anyway, okay, university didn't go as planned, and I did a lot of other courses. I'm doing this TOEFL course as well to uh, allow me to reach more students on other platforms, because it's very difficult to run a platform, to do the marketing, to keep up with social media, teach correct exercise, return exercise, especially on my course that I speak to my students on a daily basis. I try to make them learn as fast as possible so I can try to teach someone else. But then came this mental health. Yeah, so last year when I transitioned, no, the year before, it was 2023. I left in the end of the year, and I went to work with interpreting. Yeah, and then I did various styles of assignments like court cases, police, accidents, and I did care to listen and some other with the kids to help simulate the kids to talk. But it was in one time on one of these care to listen that one of the psychologists, one of the therapists, called me, spoke to me, and said that I needed to look for someone to talk. And because I had listened that my whole life, I was like, okay, so now that I'm not drinking, that I am thinking more, I thought, okay, maybe that was a sign, let's see where it goes. But obviously, when I was working hospitality, I was making good money. But as soon as I decided to transition, I was working as an interpreter mostly. You don't make a lot. You might think, I mean, not in this kind of level I was. And so, and then I decided to look for help, to do some treatments, do some therapy, I'm studying a lot, I'm learning a lot more with AI. I have set up one bot inside my ChatGPT that is, 100-year-old therapist. Because in the end of the day, that's what I don't know about you, but I would expect a therapist that was like a Yoda, you know, or someone alike, you know. This has been one of the challenges I've been facing: age of the therapist and level of knowledge. Because I left my house when I was 15. I gave up private school and a lot of stuff for something, that I still haven't found what I've been looking for. But so, it's hard for me to discuss, even though I try, though. I have opened up myself as I have never to anybody, to all of these professionals. But after today, I was like, I can't be doing that anymore. Sooner or later, the whole London is going to know, like, oh, like, and because of their inexperience, they they didn't know how to react, and they react with some pity kind of feeling, or pitying reaction, towards you, and that's the last thing you want. You want to go there to talk, and let alone the fact that, as well as the teachers in the university, the therapists didn't know how to run a session. You can't simply spend half an hour or, you know 15 minutes from a 50-minute session reading a term that should have been sent through email, so you don't waste time inside. And also, you don't end the session simply like in a moment of full emotion. You just said, okay, yeah, that's it, our time is gone, and start to open the door. It's like, you are there in a very bad moment, talking, opening yourself, hoping that that person will teach you where you can press, where are the buttons in your body you can press and reset, reboot, forget some shit. But no, in the end of the day, they're just gathering data to you, and you're just being part of the bloody system somehow. And again, what I was meant to say here is that, again, call me conspiracy theories or whatever, but it makes a lot of sense to see that people that don't have money to pay for a Master Yoda, that's what you get. One place, give me the tablet that I become a zombie. Some days I enjoy not thinking, just drop one and you just literally, you forget about everything. But I like to be productive, so, I've been trying other ways, there was a glitch in the machine. But yeah, so, I am trying to get through this time, not in the not convenient, the conventional way. There is the drugs, because I took a lot of prescription drugs back in the day when I was taking other drugs to, balance it up. Whoever takes drugs know what I'm talking about. You got to sleep at some point. So, I don't want to be into that. Even THC, I'm trying to drop because I believe I can control myself even without the THC. Alcohol is already gone. But yeah, THC, it's something I'm willing to uh, get rid of, you know. So why is it going off? Yeah, it had stopped. Right, that's apparently because of this email problem I'm having on my device manager, Intel Management Engine interface. That's what probably is bugging. Yeah, I can see even a delay. But yeah, so I was saying that the end point of this, after all these glitches, I have to teach, so I need to get set. Mental health is for the wealth. It's for people that have money that can afford a scientist to talk to. Because if you rely on what's given or what's made accessible, because as I lowered my income, I went through these accessible ways. And if you had that, if you went through this and had a different experience, please let me know. I would be glad to discuss, and maybe if I can follow this path, then, because even some services that I have tried to call, like the, I don't want to name it, but literally the guy had a recording that he probably get per minute paid, and it was literally yeah, oh yeah, yeah, but it wasn't like matching synchronizing with what I was saying, so it was really frustrating as well, and it was a very hard day, so you get really even more pissed off with the human race, that has this thing of harming and doing bad to each other. It's just so yeah. That was the point I wanted to bring today about my experience with looking for help, support with mental health. It makes me think that I need to go back to the matrix where I can earn good money to be able to afford the yoga. But then when you're there, you're just on the autopilot, so you can't take time for that. It's hard to be able to. So yeah, this is one of the topics that I was going to talk about, because everybody talks about that there are so many supports, this and that. But don't forget that people that go through that, such as myself, for example, normally they get away from work a bit or work less, and in order to, I'm even luckier because I'm single and I don't have kids. Imagine those people that even have kids and stuff, so they cannot. Yeah, it's not as easy as it sounds. There's a lot of, yeah, I mean, I give all the credits to all the professionals. They are going on their path, they are trying, they are doing their best. I can't deny that. But yeah, from my point of view, is it was, it wasn't suitable. I will continue talking to my therapist here, bro, and I will continue reading and watching podcasts and movies and things that help me out. But if I ever have to open up myself again, there will be a Yoda only. It has to be a wise person that's not gonna react with pity, and is gonna listen and try to help me with the algorithm, basically. Right, so that's it for today. I need this half an hour now to prepare for the class. And yeah, so that's done. Mental health is for the well. I think that's gonna be the thumbnail, right? Let's hope I get some clicks. I'm getting the teacher when I put £10. Let's see here. Why do I have to sign in again? Oops. It's not that one anymore. Oh, 370. See, 10 quid, you wanna see it? But let's see, the watch hours are in.
Você está pronto?
I always get lost here still. I don't check all the time. So 379. Man, that was unbelievable. But the problem is here, look, only 110 watch hours, and I need 4,000. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make videos naked dancing. That's what people wanna watch. Because the videos are pretty good, I must say. You know, they give a lot of content that sometimes you don't even get in class, especially for Portuguese speakers. But I need to open up a little bit, and it's because it doesn't make a lot of sense still to teach English to someone only in English, especially to an adult. You have to somehow have a bit of an explanation, at least for me. If I can get the first explanation on their L1, I can then move on, because then they understand the structure and then boom. But yeah. So yeah, that wasn't too bad. If you want to see videos, where is the videos? Yeah, but where is the promotions? Manage videos. Yeah, look at that. 290 views, impressions 20,000, still £8, and he got me 57 subscribers for £10. That's pretty good, but not enough watch hours, so a lot needs to be done. Oh well, yeah, c'est la vie. Let's go. I need to finish. I just had to reboot inside the OS there to reset my password. I don't know if I should say that here, but no OS, if you don't know, no OS is unbreakable. You can always enter any computer during the restart process. So be careful. All right, so I think that's it. What do you think? Am I right? Is mental health something real, but is just for those that can afford it? Because for those that cannot afford it, they ended up going through agendas, or they become tries for, like, trials for medicine and practices, more medicines than practices. What do you think? I think that's going to be the thumbnail. Mental health is for the wealth. See you around.